So, hi everyone. Hashtag oldies, nothing to do with age, it's how long you've been hanging around. Even if it hasn't been that long and you've been subscribed a while, I suppose you're still an oldie. And yeah, hi hashtag newbies. And you're a newbie if you've just subscribed. And that's been a fair few people, I think. Yeah, it must be close to like 10 folk or something like that have subscribed in the past week. It might be just under. It's definitely. I think it was definitely about 8 people. Anyway, so and 8. That's funny. That must be meant to be 8. Is the strength card in tarot, and I was just asking, what am I going to do this shamanic journey for? Because we're actually literally just about an hour away from the full moon in Leo being exact on the 5th of February 2023. Because again, people have watched my shamanic journeys from a couple of years ago and stuff, and still do. I mean, some people, some people have said to me that they fall asleep to them every night, or that it's they go to them when they need strength or something. And again, that's yeah. Again, it's still it really means a lot to me that that it's the gift that he's on given that's helping people. So again, I felt it was about time I do another one. So yes, so I'll not chat anymore. This is going to be a shamanic journey for you to find your strength. So, like I said, I always ask them what I'm going to do it for, and I usually use my cards to sort of get a bit of inspiration there. And I have got cards sitting there, but that's what came to me. This is a shamanic journey for you to find your strength. So, and I just looked at 144, so that is definitely confirming that that's what this is meant to be. But it's because Leo is about strength, it's courage. If you look at the strength card in the original tarot, you'll see the lion on the card and the woman trying to tame the lion. It might mean something about that might that might have something to do with some part of your journey right now. So they're pulling me up to the sunflower there, and again, the sunflower to me always it means to me growing up through the darkness, facing the sunlight. So basically, whatever difficulty, whatever challenges, whatever pain you're going through in your life, love and partnership, particularly that we go through on the twin flame journey, because this is a twin flame channel and I'm a twin flame divine channel. That is always a symbol for me of not just the twin flame journey, but just my journey of life in general. Being a Scorpio rising conjunct Pluto, it's just always keep in focus. The what it is that lights you up and why you're doing something and why everything's worth it. So whatever that means to you. So what I want you to do is I just want you to get comfortable, and I usually begin with doing a clearing on your energy. So again, I specialise in clearing all sorts of stuff that you don't really want to know about that everybody has. But yeah, a clear black magic, spell work, distortion in your mind, your own negative thinking. Because to me, it's one of the same. Sometimes, things that people have are a little bit darker than others, not going to lie. But again, I don't need to go into the ins and outs of all of that. I don't even go into the ins and outs of it in a personal session, so I'm not going to do that on here either. But just know it is very real, and you do need to clear your energy. And so I've got my selenite knife here actually that I don't actually even know if I've ever used it, and I might have used it on the lives and stuff, but that was one of my besties gave me that, so I feel I might be using that because that's here. And then I've got my rattle. So I think before I get you to close your eyes, I'm just going to clear with the rattle there. So again, just so that you don't get a fright, but I'm warning you. So you're either going to like the energy of the rattle or not, I suppose. I mean, it just depends. People have different reactions to different things, but I can already feel all the healing coming in to the back of my heart there. And so if you're new, that basically means that's when I'm channeling the healing to your heart chakra if you're open to it. And right enough, I forgot that I did actually light my oil burner earlier for myself, and I chose a heart chakra essential oil. So, and again, that makes sense because Leo is about the heart. So you see all these synchronicities again. If you're old around here, you know that this is just me. But it's if you're new, like all these synchronicities, this is full moons are huge for synchronicity for everyone, but definitely it's been my experience as well. So Yeah, I'm just going to clear because I don't want this to be ages. I don't know how long this is going to be, so we'll just go with it. So keep your eyes open for this if you want. Close your eyes, it's up to you, but I'm just going to... Right, you may have saw me there. What I was doing was I was telepathically shaking off anything that anybody's said to you anywhere at any point in your life that has made you feel like you haven't got the inner strength or the strength to move forward with what you want to move forward to. So I usually tell you, although again I don't usually translate what, but just in case you could feel me sort of saying that, and now I'm feeling all this warmth come in at the heart chakra. So I feel that's all I'm going to use. I might rattle us into the journey too. Right, now I'm going to actually just cut the cords at the head area for, again, just your own thoughts or stuff of other people. Again, I'm going to do my usual clearing that I channel and say similar, but I'm being guided to always get the back as well. This is usually why we need to go to a practitioner, and I would suggest a shaman. Reiki's, I'm a Reiki master as well, but Reiki tends to be more gentle kind of beginner sort of healing. Shamanic healers don't fuck about. Well, this one doesn't. Yeah, so yeah, because so yeah, like I was saying, that's why you know, you do need to go to other healers to get what's at the back of you, the knives, to, you know, the energetic knives to the back, where people are talking behind your back. Oh God, I felt heat in my crown when I said that. Right, and I don't know where I've got a wee, oh, it's through the office. I've got a selenite thing that when I done these types of healing silent, it was actually because I had a sore throat at the time. But yeah, it was all orchestrated for me to show that side of me. I used my wee selenite one thing, but it's through there. So I'm just gonna I'll sign off. I'm not signing off yet, but I'm being guided to draw the infinity. Oh, and I've just I'm loving it. I've just realised that that is 8 as well. If you think about it, I'm drawing an 8. So there's a lot about the number 8. 8 is power, it's strength, it's abundance. Calling in your abundance. And yes, if you're struggling financially, but this is also abundance is happiness. So I don't usually do it that long, but and the light comes out of my eyes and heals you as well. And I'll look at the right camera now. So take the love, the unconditional love coming through me to you. Right, I'm actually feeling a bit of pressure at my head. So again, we're a family, so whoever that is for, and again, what's so crazy is like some people will watch this, well, quite a few people watch this more than once. So again, you can just decide if you, and again, listen, I'm raw and real. You're going to hear my stomach rumble because I was like, I either do this before my tea or after, and I decided before because after I have my tea, I'm just going to want to get my jammies on and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So, although I don't know if I'll be getting much sleep because it is the full moon in Leo, and I mean that's an excitable part of my chart, an excitable part of everyone's chart. But it's and so that's why I decided to do some work. Do you know what I mean? Because it is my house of work as well. So, yeah. So what we're saying is, because we're a family, like saying, so if this bit, if you don't want to listen to this particular bit over and over when you're watching it, that's fine. You can just I'll timestamp it, or you can sort of mark. But I probably will do that in the comments. But I'm feeling that someone's got a lot of pressure around here. So when I'm saying someone, that's probably going to be quite a few of you out there. So I'm just going to put my hands on my head. I'm just asking that whoever I'm picking up on right now that's watching this, when I publish it, please lift whatever heaviness is causing that pressure. It feels like the start of a migraine or something. But again, it's, to me, the body speaks, and it's always something deeper. So it's, stress, worry, anxiety, really going for someone, it feels like. So I can feel the bigger part of my soul wanting to break out there. If you can hear me saying stuff, I'm saying it telepathically and it's coming out. I could just. 11:44. They just made me open my eyes at 11:44. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into what that. Anyway, it's whatever I was picking up on for, so it's gone. But yeah. Okay, so now what I want you to do is, if you haven't already closed your eyes, which I imagine probably most people didn't because I hadn't said to you, but whatever. So if you just close your eyes now, though, and we'll do the clearing, and I'll go into the shamanic journey. And the actual shamanic journey bit doesn't always need to take so long, but we'll just see how long it is. It'll be as long as it's meant to be. So I just would invite you to close your eyes. Just settle down and make yourself comfortable. If you're choosing to do this as like more of a meditation for a bit of strength, and then you're going to crack on and get on with the housework, or something more difficult, that you maybe a difficult phone call that you needed to make, or I don't know, anything that you need strength for, then you might want to sit up. But if you're lying down and using it before you go to sleep because you've got something tomorrow or something, or you just need that to go to sleep, then I'll let you be the decider of it. So, but just be aware that with the nature of me being a hypnotherapist as well, and even long before that, just the healing that I channel is very deep, and it is intense, and it's powerful, and goes without saying, absolute common sense. Please never ever listen to anything I do, whether it be meditation or channeling, when it looks like I'm having a chat, but I'm channeling on the lives and stuff. Don't listen to me. It's not, even if it's quite upbeat and energetic, it's my energy. I open people up to their subconscious, and you do go more spacey and dreamy, and yeah, which is great for all of this stuff, but that's not wise for when you need to be conscious and stuff. It is good to do this and then go and ground yourself, and drink something, have something to eat, and go and do what you got to do. But anyway, so closing your eyes, and I want you to breathe in, telling yourself relax, And breathe out, telling yourself release. And breathe in, telling yourself relax. And breathe out, giving yourself permission to release. Whatever stressed you out, if anything has, just let it all go as you breathe in and breathe out. And a huge flock of birds just flew past right when I said that. So that felt quite special, right as that. And again, I keep my eyes closed when I'm channeling most of this, and then I open them at different bits, but I was guided to look up right at that moment. So again, I feel there is a lot of energy of this fleeing the nest feeling. It feels related to growing up in some way, like a part of our inner child. And Leo is it's children and it's your inner child. So it does feel, yeah, like this strength is going to be related to parts of you that perhaps never moved on from certain bits of your life or had pain, trauma, it feels like. And there's more birds flying. Absolute hundreds of them. It's amazing when that happens. So yeah. So again, to me, it's like what they're saying to me is there's just so many people, so much of the collective. Oh, it's awakening, really. That's what they're talking about, isn't it? I mean, that's what I'm here to help people with. It's people awakening that there's more to life than the small, limited box that they've been living in or you've been limited in. I meant to say living in, and I said limited in, but I mean, there are no mistakes here. So yeah, and again, just remember everything that I'm saying during this is part of it. It's a light code activation, meditation, healing. It's a wee bit of everything. It's a wee bit of clear healing, that's what it is. So breathing in, relax. Breathing out, release. And I want you to begin to imagine a cloud of mist forming above the top of your head. And this cloud of mist has the power to dispel any negative energies or entities or anything hanging about your aura that doesn't serve you at this time. Anything of your own thought forms, anything of other people's, whether they've meant to influence you in a negative way or not, because again, unfortunately, there are people around you that purposely want to plant seeds that aren't helpful. So you've always got to protect your mind and be wary of that. And then there's people that they're actually really just trying to help, but sometimes even when people are trying to help, it can hinder you. So again, that's personal responsibility. That's why we don't just take advice from anybody off the street, is what I just heard. You know what I mean? It's you got to use your discernment and tune into who resonates with your frequency. And as we move into the new earth energies, that's going to be more and more important as people are revealed in these times. They're going quite scorpionic there, but I'm always going to do that because that's my energy. So, but anyway, we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, and they've guided me up to that card up there that says the future's in your hands. So it really is about you making judgment calls for yourself about what's right for you. And again, that feels tied in to what they're saying about the part of you that really feels that it's gaining that strength now. And that's what this journey is going to be about. The strength to grow up and to move on in the way that you want to. They're also pulling me to a block over there that says be original, and something else that says joy. It's actually a wooden heart that says joy, and then a wee block that says be original. And that's funny because be original would be Aquarius season, which we're in, and the last new moon was the new moon in Aquarius, and joy would be the Leo full moon, which we're in. So, but they always sit there in the corner of my room. So amazing. Right. So now I want you to imagine that cloud of mist is filled with the energy of the sacred plant sage. And sage is very powerful for cleansing our energy, particularly when it's the real dark stuff or you're bogged down with real heavy energies or other people's energy. It's a good one to cleanse your energy field or smudge your room, your space. So we're imagining that cloud of mist falling gently over the top of your head, smoothing any worries, stress, like I said, anything of your own or other people's, whether it be intended or not, and the collective energy. And it now falls over the top of your head, bringing in that energy, clearing that energy at the soul star chakra, clearing any distortion about who you really are and how powerful you are and what you've came here to share with the world. And then the energy moves down. We're pulling in, oh, right, okay, we're pulling in the diamond codes, the diamond white light codes, and the rainbow codes. Might as well just pull it all in. Whatever else you need for your journey, we're pulling in that energy. Feels like just clearing wherever people are just blocked off to that party and you've not been able to shine in the way that you want to, in the way that your soul wants to. Limiting beliefs from childhood or past lives or both. So now that energy moves down over the crown, again opening you up at the crown, listening to the divine, whatever you call yours, spirit, great spirit, God, the angels, your guides. Pulling in that energy. And again, as I'm saying this, you can imagine whatever colour you associate with the chakras. It doesn't always need to be the ones that people say is linked to the chakras. Trust the colours that you get. There are no rules around here. It's Aquarius season and I'm like that anyway. Having a very rebellious spirit. As long as you're not hurting anyone. But they just said to me as well that you're always, when you go your own way, it often is going to hurt other people, isn't it? But sometimes the people that you need to hurt are the people that were benefiting from you playing small. So yeah, what they're saying is it's like you can't live your life never hurting anyone, but don't go out of your way to intend to hurt people. Be courageous, be yourself. And if you're not making waves, you're probably not being yourself. Depends how much of a rebellious spirit you've got. It's just basically saying now is not the time to people please. Not if you came here to shine your light and be a light for others in the darkness. This is all very Leo stuff that I'm channeling. Leo is about peacocking. It's about shining bright. It's about being your best self, being happy, being playful, being joyful. A child doesn't bother about yesterday or tomorrow or worry as much as adults. They just live in the moment and they play. Oh, I wondered when that was going to come in. I'm being reminded that when my niece woke up yesterday morning, and she's always just the cutest, and my oldest niece too, she's going to be 5 this year, but it was when she woke up, I could always sense her smiling, like even in the dark before she said anything, and I was just and I sensed she was awake, so I kind of leaned over, and then I was like morning, she was like morning, and then she said, and she just sort of smiled to herself and laughed, and she said, I was just thinking about how I drew that shoe on the box last night. And I'm just looking at it because I'd got them a cardboard box. So again, when I'm talking about this, it's just to bring in that inner child joy. But you know, this is an actual child. This isn't my inner child, but it's and she said she said something like, I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I'm going to do it again. She's a Leo rising, by the way. She's a character. So, but it's just, how innocent is that? That's what today, when I was sitting having a coffee, and it was actually bringing a wee tear out of my eye, and I was sitting and I was just thinking, God, how much I love her and her sister. But you know what I mean? It's just, I just love kids in general. It's like, because I'm a big kid too, do you know what I mean? Definitely with the parts of my chart, but I just thought, and by the way, can I actually just say as well, with my particular astrology, like, you know, I'm truly here to heal your inner child and actual children. I mean, that's why my background is working with children, and then you know, I went on to obviously do all the adult healing and stuff too, but they merge very well. But yeah, the point is that it was like I sensed that wee bit of doubt in her, that, oh my God, I drew, and it's really good. It's like a wee high heel. It's like, she's like, I drew it, she's obviously woke up being like, I can't believe I drew a shoe yesterday and it was really good. She's thinking, how am I going to be able to do it again? So again, God speaking through me, I did say something very wise. I'm just trying to remember, what exactly did I say again? I said, well, that was a really good shoe. And, if you've done it once, you'll be able to do it again. And it doesn't matter if if you feel you didn't do it as good as that one. You've done it once, so you'll be able to do it again. And she was just kind of like, yeah. And again, I felt that was really important because she's got her first house in Virgo. And anybody that's got Virgo placements, you'll know. And again, if you're interested in that, you can book one of my sessions that's, more to do with astrology, and I can look at it personally for you if you're led to. But, that somebody with their first house in Virgo, that, you could doubt a lot, that, wherever that is. And so I felt it, with me having that knowledge, it felt really important for me to just, let her know it's not a big deal. You don't need to get it right first time. And it doesn't matter if, you try it again and it's not as good. But anyway, so I love that because I knew they were going to get me to share that at some point. But it was just, again, it's just the innocence of, do you know what I mean? Just being excited about something you drew yesterday. Do you know what I mean? I love it. So, children are magical and they are our best teachers. I always say that. I've said that for years, and it's something that I miss about working in nurseries. It was never a dull moment. Hilarious. Right, so that was all. Oh yes, that was all at the crown, you see. That was all being channeled at their crown chakra, opening up to the magic of spirit. And so now that energy is moving over your third eye, where again, a lot of you, if you were more open to that energy or spirit or whatever you call it as a child, a lot of people close it down. And I know lots of you will have children that are very open to spirit. Again, some people that tune in to hear children actually support when it's divinely timed as well. And many of the children that are going to come in from this year onwards, and children that are already here, are really attuned to the new earth energies. And yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. These rainbow children and star children and crystal children, yeah, they're here. They're the future. The future's in their hands. The future's in our hands, because we're the the generation, or again, depending on where everyone's at. But it's like people that are here now. If you're in care of these amazing children, all children are amazing, then nurture their gifts and try not to push them down, because it's they're here to save humanity. That's what I just heard. I mean, we're here doing that right now, but I mean, these children are coming in to show us the way of the new earth. Is pretty big stuff here. So again, and with my mediumship, it is often I pick up on spirit children, whether it be spirit babies yet to come in, or children that passed the spirit. So I felt I was getting that information. They were bringing that forward as well. So now that energy moves over the third eye, again, that's just symbolising opening your third eye to the truth, to the magic, that you don't need to close down to the magic. We're keeping that simple there. And then the energy is moving down over the throat chakra, again, where it feels like there's a real encouragement that people, need that strength to be able to speak their truth, to be able to come from the heart. Leo is the heart. To be able to use your original soul signature, the Aquarius energy. And to be spontaneous as well, that's what this energy is. Leo full moon, Aquarius sun. It would be somebody that really is quite different. Aquarius people are very different and unique. Aquarius, wherever it is in your chart. And like say Leo moons is my favourite place. My eyes lit up when I said that. It's my favourite placement. And it is just because they're fun. And it's not at all a coincidence that I've arranged to see one of my best pals next week, and she is a Leo moon. And you see, it's I didn't think, oh, it's a Leo moon, I'll go and see my Leo moon, one of my best pals. It just sort of happens in that way. And then the other friend I'm meeting this week is a Leo. So you mean it's all this Leo energy is in the air. Magic, inner child fun. So make sure that you're making a play date with your fun friends as well. And if you've not got fun friends, perhaps you're not releasing what you're meant to at this part in your journey. Just saying, that's what they're saying. Again, and we've all been, on a serious note though, that must be the case for a few people listening to this. It's difficult to change, we can resist it, but this particular full moon, and it's not coincidence actually, it is getting closer to when it's going to be exact. It's about doing something, and I channeled that before in my recent just the daily videos that I do, or every other day. That's what's going to make you feel better. Is big changes need to happen, because that is Aquarius Uranus energy. But with Uranus and Taurus, the Taurus is the physical world and it's manifestation, and Uranus brings that change, and it's like with aspects to this full moon, it is about making those changes that you're guided to take, rather than kind of stalling. And then if you think about, now I can think about the story I just said about my niece, there's how that ties in, is that there she is already worrying about, oh, am I going to be able to draw the next shoe? Do you know what I mean? It's like, if that was all we had to worry about in the world, guys. But yeah, just try whatever that means to you. So now that energy moves down over the throat chakra, again pulling in that courage to speak your truth to wherever you need to do it, to a wider amount of people, to one person, to be able to be honest with yourself. That'll be for some people as well, before you do any of the other stuff. And of course, because we're a twin flame channel and I'm a twin flame divine channel, when it's divinely timed, it's about being able to speak your truth to the other half of your soul, for those of you that applies to. And so, and it's like what they were getting at, and I felt very calm when I said that. It was quite funny, because I was waiting to sort of see if I was going to feel, but it's like, and they're pulling me the Two of Cups card that sits up there. It's what they're saying is, it's like, that's how it'll feel. That's how you'll know it's time. You'll just both be like, yeah, it's time. So yeah, and again, it's funny that I keep saying time, and as I'm saying it here, it's literally about to turn 33 minutes right now. So they meant that too, because 33 is connected to Jesus, which is divine masculine, Jesus and Mary Magdalene energy. And again, I did feel it was like, when I was pulling in the diamond sort of codes energy, it was like I was wanting to say something about, it felt like Sophia or divine feminine code, something like that, and they're pulling me to the rose over there. And so yeah, very much it does feel like that unconditional. I'm always channeling unconditional love energy, and I do work very closely with the energies of Jesus and Mary Magdalene and all these energies. I'd be here all day saying all the energies I work with, but it's that it really feels about right now. Forgiveness. And any cards, that I've ever seen where it is Jesus and Mary Magdalene actually looking at each other, or ones, art that I can think of that I've seen, it's like they're both intensely staring at each other, but very calmly. That's what I'm just clairvoyantly kind of seeing. Interesting. So now that energy moves down to the higher heart chakra, where we call on Saint Germain and the violet flame to cleanse and clear any previous requests that no longer serve your highest good, to make way for what will serve your highest good, and the highest good of all involved across all timelines, space, dimensions, and all versions of self. We're also calling in all of this healing that we're doing, and all of this for your twin flame with their higher self's permission as well. And like I always say, I can't imagine why the higher self of your twin wouldn't want that healing. And really, because you're so connected, they'll always be getting the healing anyway, even if they don't want it. And this, it goes for the same way that you're just basically always picking up in each other's energy. But yeah, you might find that the ego self might not want it, but the soul self would always want that healing. But again, if you're new around here, I'm always big on reminding people, ask for permission. You should always, where possible, remember to ask for permission with everything, because it's about sovereignty. And again, Leo energy to me feels about sovereignty as well. It's about remembering that you are a sovereign being. And yeah, not everybody should have access to you, So, and again, I feel we can have lots of limiting beliefs from childhood that say otherwise. Not everyone is to be trusted. That's just simply the truth. Definitely not in these times. So, but there's lots of lovely people that are, and it's for you to be very vigilant and discerning of who those people are. Okay. Again, remember, that's all at the throat chakra, so that's all about assertiveness and boundaries, and that's what I'm here to help people with. So now that energy, oh no, it's the higher heart chakra, they just remind me, but again, it's, we've just passed the throat, but it's all stuff that's difficult for people to do. Oh yeah, because I can feel a pain now at my back, at the heart. So that's for the people. I was clearing something for the people out there, that it's hard for you to say no. Like, it's basically hard for you to, if somebody asks for your help, to be like, no, like, I can't, I've got to do something for myself today, or I've got to, it depends what it is, but there are times in life where you just can't. You can't help everybody all the time, and if you do, you will work your way in an early grave, is what I just heard. Yeah, it's true. You can't carry on like that forever. And if you don't work yourself in an early grave, you'll be unhappy. To be truly happy, you have to put yourself first. And then when your cup runneth over, then you can help others. That is the Empress in me talking right now, who's fully emerging. Let me tell you, again, it's, my boundaries have been tightened up a lot over the last couple of years, but I've always kept my heart open. See, again, this does feel very Mary Magdalene, but it's true. It's like, yeah, no matter what gets done to me or happens along my journey, I never allow it to change who I am at the core, which is a very loving, kind person that doesn't take any shit. So don't let challenging experiences or betrayals change who you are, basically, is the message. So I feel that's going to resonate with many of you out there, unfortunately. So that's all at the heart chakra, remember. So now we're at the heart, and I just again want to pull in all that unconditional love I'm feeling coming in from the twin flame energy, the Mary Magdalene and Jesus and Mother Mary that I always work with as well. We're just pulling in all that love at the heart for exactly where you're at in this now moment, knowing that you're perfect and whole just as you are. We've all got healing to do. It never seems to end, does it? But it doesn't need to be a chore. Learn to just enjoy the journey. Learn to love where you're at. And for those of you in the dark night of the soul, that's particularly important. From what I remember of my dark night of the soul, again, a lot of it I want to forget, but I could never forget it. It's, I'm a teacher of ascension, I'm a teacher of the dark night of the soul, and I was in mine for a long time to be able to really help people with theirs when I go out of it. It just seemed like one day after the next, just existing. And everything was just very quiet. And there was a lot of moments of absolute disbelief of different things that were happening around me. And just feeling like nobody was really getting me, and I just wasn't resonating with lots of different people around me, and just, yeah, it was, it is a challenging time, but that's why I'm saying, if you really are in that rough part of it, is be in the moment. It does help. it helps more than worrying even more and panicking and going more into fear. Like, and what's, I would say, lucky about those of you going through it now is there's loads more people that are here to help with all of this now, opposed to myself or other people that went through it quite a while ago as well, where there really wasn't as many resources and people out there talking about all this. I had to sit a lot like the hermit that I am. I'm literally that in the tarot, and seek those answers myself. But it always comes down to me is like just be in the moment, and that's where your power lies. Even if the moment is shit because you're not feeling the best, it's like, meditate and practice mindfulness. And like I always say, one of my favourite sayings when I'm feeling like crap is, "This too shall pass," because it will. And sometimes I just think it's crazy when I think about, God, it feels like I blinked and I'm here now. And but of course we didn't, some of it could feel like it really dragged, but time is an illusion. And definitely now in these new earth frequencies. Right, so, and again, I was going to hurry up there, but they're just like, no, just go with it. So now the energy moves down over the solar plexus. And again, because Leo is ruled by the sun, I want you to imagine a sun at your solar plexus, and it's starting off small, like a wee emoji, a wee sun emoji in your stomach. And it's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And as it shines brighter and brighter and brighter, see it expanding outside your body and shining all around your body. And it's shining light on wherever there's a darkness inside you, wherever there's pain. And we're asking that this light is shone on the parts of you that need healing. And where there's parts of you that you can heal yourself through eating better, getting more sleep, I'm hearing for some people, getting more exercise, or a combination of all these things, that you're going to be led to be able to do those things, to put them in place. And where there's parts of you that you're guided to be led to a healer that's going to be able to help you with that, whether that be for some of you that'll be towards me, and for others it'll be towards whoever else you need. Because again, I'm a shaman amongst all the other different things that I am, and shamans, we work in conjunction with others. And in the new earth there is no competition, it's so it's none of this kind of, oh, you just have to come to me for everything. It's no, you'll know when to come to me. There'll be stuff that you will need to come to me, because it's literally in your soul contract. And it reminds me of a session I done recently, and I see that a lot in sessions where it's like, there's people out there that they can't come and get the healing from me because they're destined to get the healing from you. And there's those of you that are destined to get the healing from me and they can't go to someone else. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. It's about trust and frequency. But it is important. What they're saying is it is important to realise that it's not a coincidence. I just said that to a couple of friends recently, that it's not a weakness to get help or to get healing. Because I have noticed a collective, a theme of where it's over-explaining of people. It's quite a few people have over-explained of like, oh, I just need help with this bit or that bit, or or worse, that I've seen where people are just too in their masculine and trying to do all the healing themselves. And being a healer myself, that isn't possible. Like I have regular healing and maintenance because of the amount of healing I have to do for others. It's just kind, that again, Empress, when you're in your divine feminine, truly in your divine feminine empowered Empress energy, you're in receiving mode, so you'll gladly receive, knowing that you're worthy of receiving. And again, you'll gladly pay for it, and a lot of money if something is worth it, and regularly. See the mindset shift there that they're talking about. But it's something that you have to go with it at your, it's different for everyone. I know it's been quite a journey for me to sort of get there with it. So Yeah, that's the way that they're saying that. So, but again, there's something there about receiving, and wherever anybody needs to reframe what it is to go to somebody for healing, it's not a weakness. There's some things you can heal yourself, and there's lots of things you just can't. It would be ignorant to think that you can clear the stabs to the back or the things in the back of your body anywhere where somebody else could see or feel, scan you energetically, and you've missed it. That again, and that is what I specialise in, is maybe where people are kind of missing, where there's sneaky sort of energies. I can usually suss them out. Okay, so, and again, that's crystal clear visions. There's a clue in the name, it's like I see things before they happen, not always good things. And again, that's why with great power comes great responsibility. That's from a film, isn't it? Is it Harry Potter or something? I didn't watch Harry Potter, but I don't know. It's not Harry Potter. Well, I don't know where it's from. Anyway, so now that sun has been shining a light, as I've been saying that. I want you to pull that light back in over your body. All the time I was saying that, it was just making people aware of where they need to go and get healing, or need to heal themselves if you can heal yourself. And so now that sun is shrank back down into your stomach, and again, that is symbolic of that is your power, that is your sovereignty, and not everyone deserves or has access to that. You decide. And now that energy moves down to the sacral chakra, which feels really important with me saying it like that. That was really assertive. It's about the sacral chakras to do with your sexual energy. Sexual energy is very powerful. Again, with me being a womb healer, and I do womb activation, and teaching people about self-love and self-care in general and boundaries. It's I've got extremely potent, powerful sexual energy, and so I protect it. And I use it for healing myself, healing others. And so it's not always about the actual, sexual energy healing being about sex. Obviously sometimes it's going to be, but it's about the way in which you transmute that pain and that power. But yeah, for those of you interested in that bit, it is to be mindful about that not everyone should have access to you like that. Your body is a temple. And just know that when you are exchanging energies with other people, you're taking on their everything. You're taking on their pain. You're taking on everything. So make sure it's someone that's worth it. Which is why they're saying to me there, it's because they keep, they're talking about twin flames. It's ironically, that's why a lot of your twin flames, or you're the one, will stay away, because they feel they don't want to pass on, on a soul level they're saying it to me, but then at some point it'll become conscious. They don't want to go towards you when divine feminines reach quite a pure state of happiness and healing. But again, like what they're saying to me as well, is there's always deeper healing for all of us to be doing in shadow work. And well, just to give me an example, it's not as if I'm going to sit and actually name all of my stuff that I am dealing with every single moment. I share a lot of it, granted, because I'm raw and real and I'm here to do that, but not all of it, because that just isn't wise being on a public platform. And so, but that's why they said it to me like that. It's like personally, the only person I'm going to be able to stand being near me like that, the only person I want near me like that is my divine master, is the other half of my soul. So, and that is because that's what my soul came in being like, I'm very strong on that, and it's because I'm teaching about it. It's, you know, I just don't feel in the old paradigm that many people have taken that on board, that it's yeah, you can be giving yourself a lot of stuff to clear, you know, other people's energies, that isn't worth it. And, you know, for some of you, might be people you don't even know. So yes, whoever that applies to. So protect your sacred creative energy. And again, remember, we are in that with this Leo full moon, so the bits and bobs that's meant to make sense to, it will make sense to whoever it's meant to. So now that energy moves over the root chakra, cleansing, clearing and balancing your root chakra. Again, anywhere where there's feelings of not feeling safe and secure in your own skin or in your own home, because that's been coming up a lot in the collective. We're asking for grounding. And this has been a very long video, but that's fine, we'll just carry on. And so this really shows the clearing that needed, that's went on for that long. So now that the energy is at the root, I want you to imagine that the roots of your tree are coming down from your hips, over your knees, which are about worthiness, and down through your feet, and out from your feet grow roots of the tree, growing down, down, all the way down to the bottom of Mother Earth, however you imagine that to be. And I want you to just imagine with the roots of the tree that you're releasing all that stuff that I've just channeled for the collective of people that are going to watch this soon after I publish it and long after I publish it. We're just release, release, release. Let all of that crap go that you're ready to release. Everything that's holding you back. Anything that's not making you feel strong. Whether it be your own negative thoughts or the thoughts echoing from others, whether you know where it's coming from or not, we're releasing it. Let it go. And we're going to cut the cords to fear, lack, negativity, the old earth. I'm going to click my fingers. Letting go of the pain, keeping the lessons because it makes you who you are. And connecting to the new earth of peace, calm. So connect your cords, your roots to the new earth of peace, calm, abundance, balance of your inner masculine and feminine, therefore attracting healthy, balanced relationships of all kinds around you in that new earth frequency, being aware of your boundaries and being open and receptive and loving to the right people. And now they're saying that the actual shamanic journey bit isn't going to be as long, but like I said, say everything I do is it's soul retrieval. So we've just been doing clearing and major soul retrieval. That's everything that I do, but it was just longer than I thought it was going to be, but that's fine. But I will need to go and eat my tea now before I do something else after this. So now I want you to pull up a personal intention for you. So it can be something around what strength you need today, whatever led you to listen to this, or whatever you want. But I'm going to get you, while you're doing that, I'm going to get you to imagine a door to the shamanic journey. Whether you, if this is your first time, just imagine a door. Doesn't matter, you know, if you see things in your mind's eye, you might see it there. You might just sense that there's a door. You might just know that there's a door. You might just feel it. But just trust me that there is a door. And I want you to call on your power animal from your heart. If you don't know who your power animal is, just notice whatever animal pops into your mind or awareness. And again, I can help more with that. If people have got loads of questions around that, if you're new, then that's the kind of stuff that you can pick my brain about in a session. But I'm going to assume that most people are acquainted with their power animal, and you can get more acquainted with the ones that I've done ages ago to listen to. So know that your power animal's there because we called on them. Your twin flames higher self is always around you as well. And my power animals will go with you too. My main ones are the wolf and the tiger, and I might mention other ones that I've got, but they're always there. My voice will go with you with everything we're doing too. And some of you will have already fallen asleep, or you might still be quite with it. And again, remember, they're reminding me as well that that can, when you've stayed really, really alert, it can be one of two things. Maybe you're pottering about kind of not treating this as a meditation as such, and so you've kept yourself very alert, but you see that would be being very in your masculine brain, and it's not that it's a bad thing, but it's just kind of like it's not, you're not going to get the the benefits that you could if you just relax. So because I just think sometimes over the years it's like people will be like, oh, I stayed awake, and as if that's a good thing. It's not that it's a bad thing either, but it's, I would sort of go with you're meant to relax. So if you fall asleep, you fall asleep. You know what I mean? It's just going to be depending on where you're at in the day, but don't actively try to stay awake, because that would be like if you were getting hypnosis and you were trying to sort of prove it didn't work or something. Like that's kind of what they're saying. It's like it's, that would be in the ego, wouldn't it? It's like I'm seeing that scene in Good Will Hunting when he pretends he's been hypnotized, and then he hadn't. It's just because it was that defense of not letting somebody into that deeper part of the subconscious. And again, that's why not everybody has even booked a session with me, because they probably just feel that it's like, I'm that kind of person, right? That it's like, I've had people that do astrology that are like, yeah, nobody can ever read me because like I'm a Pisces moon in the 12th house. I'm like, that's a challenge to me. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's yeah. So if you do feel like that people can't really get in, and because of whatever placement or whatever, if you've warmed to me, then again, let somebody in. Let somebody in. You know what I mean? I'm a counsellor too. Anyway, so funny. Right, so we're going on this shamanic journey, and I'm going to make the rest of this bit relatively quite short because I really need to go and eat. But we're going in with a collective intention to get the strength that we need, and we're utilising the power of this full moon. I've just realised that'll be why they've made me talk so long, because it might actually end up oh, you're kidding me. That's crazy. Is that right? Here's the time. And don't worry, I mean, these moments of it going really quiet is good as well. I just want to... Yeah, it looks like I will sort of be ending it right as it's exact, because it's in about 25 minutes. Well, I'll end it before that, but basically the power is building. Look at that. The power is building to the full moon being exact. And the power is building in you. Your strength is building because you've just cleared all of the distortion and any bad juju that anyone had sent your way, or that you'd tangled yourself up in. A mixture of all of it, probably, being a twin flame. So we're going through the door with our power animals and our intention to regain your strength, closing the door behind us, walking along the rose quartz path of unconditional love, taking up all that unconditional love for exactly where you're at in this now moment, sparkling up your chakras as you skip and dance, because that's what Leo full moon energy is about, over the chakra bridge. And your sparkling chakras are already sparkly because we just cleared the energy, but we're sparkling them up again because Leo likes a bit of sparkle. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I put on my leopard print top for you. Except, yes, I do wear leopard print rather often. And so now we reach the old oak tree beside the humble bench. So you can take a seat there, or you can find yourself in your own safe, sacred place, whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. We're going to keep this simple, but I want you to conjure up an image of what strength means to you. Something that means inner strength to you. It can be absolutely anything. It could be a word. It could be a colour. It could be a crystal. It could be a flower. They keep pulling me up to the sunflower. It could just be a feeling. But whatever that is, that's what we've come in here to get today. Now, a soul retrieval one-to-one with me is always going to be more powerful, I would say. But from doing these collective ones before, it depends how much gunk you've got in the way of believing that this can be powerful. So it'll have different effects for different people and different people that resonate with my energy. But just know that that power is available to you. And they're pulling me to the little lightning bolt on that card over there, which is the Aquarius energy that we're in right now. And like I say, it's got a huge aspect to this full moon. Expect unexpected surprise energy. And so perhaps some of you may have even chose a lightning bolt. But whatever it is, I want you to pick what symbol it. And again, can I just say as well, don't overthink it, right? It really doesn't matter. Just pick anything. That'll be for the people that are overthinking this. But just pick something that symbolises your inner strength coming back to you, right? And I want you to now see that energy hovering above your body. That word, that object, that colour, that feeling. And I want you to see it now going pulled down, down through the top of your head, going all the way down through your chakras. And I want you to let that land where it wants to, at your heart, because Leo is the heart. Or perhaps your solar plexus, because that is your power. So whatever makes it the most sense to you. That's what I would always say in client sessions, and that's what I'm saying here. You get to decide where your inner power lies, where you've just pulled that back to. But just know that you have got that inner power and that inner strength back. And that they're saying to me as well that whatever it was you picked, you will get confirmation of this somehow throughout the next sort of couple of days or weeks. You're going to see whatever it was you picked. It'll be like a little spirit wink saying like, yep. And perhaps, yeah, they're getting me to go quite deep with this. But again, it's probably because I've not done one of these in a long, long time. This is a very powerful full moon. And like I said, I am in full, the video I titled yesterday is where I'm at. I am in 100% max capacity Empress mode. There is no fucking with me, even more than before. So I'm feeling very generous. And what I'm going to say is that basically every time you see that thing that symbolises, or that word, or whatever it was you picked, every time you see a reminder of that, you're going to be reminded of your strength, of your inner strength. So in the moments when you really feel like giving up and everything's a bit hopeless, You're going to magically see some kind of synchronicity to remind you. Or you're going to hear a song's going to come on that's going to remind you of your strength. And it's quite funny because, right as I said that, it was 1 hour and it was the 444 stuck out to me. And I'm just thinking about how funny that was, that I was saying I wanted to get to 444 on this full moon. And technically, the full moon energy is 2 or 3 days after its exact, just saying. But it's not impossible. The word impossible says I'm possible. So it is possible. It is possible for this channel to get to 444 within the full moon in Leo. It's possible for it to do overnight. It's happened before that I've jumped up the amount of people it needs to jump up. More than that, actually. And so like I said to, oh, I've got chills. Like I said to my niece about the shoe. You know what I mean? It's kind of similar. It's just be open. Be open to the magic, you know? It's it felt similar there. Anyway, so you've personally pulled back whatever signifies that strength for you, knowing that the whole video in itself, because that was my intention to come on here to help everybody that chooses to watch this, however soon you choose to watch it, whether you watch it just the once or you watch it a few times, to get your inner strength. Because I truly do believe that none of us should ever be feeling like we haven't got that inner strength. So yeah, I really sincerely hope that you feel that strength returning to you. And my soul retrievals tend to take, there tends to be a bit of extra magic that happens around the 3-week exactly mark. So look out for that power whooshing in an even bigger way. But some people feel it like right after, a few days after. So again, it's a personal thing of, yeah, different for every person. But because we've been on here a while, I'm just going to get you to spend a few minutes in your own energy, your own safe, sacred space, being aware that I am a medium as well. So if you're open to a loved one in spirit or a guide or a power animal coming to just share you a bit of extra medicine or wisdom or some words of encouragement that you need. Because sometimes it could just be, you know, a loved one in spirit just embracing us with their energy, like a hug, or saying just a word or a couple of words that mean everything to us. So I'm going to just stay quiet and allow them to use my energy as that doorway to the spirit world. And then when you hear my voice again, I'm going to bring us back. So enjoy that moment. So I'm going to get you to just ask whoever came forward, if anyone did at all. And it's okay if they didn't, because if you're new to doing this, it can take a while to adjust. Sometimes they'll not. I mean, I've had people that have never done this before and they come in right away. And sometimes even if you do it all the time and they don't, it's just you don't need it as much. So, but whatever it is, just know that it's just as powerful just to sit in your own energy and just be comfortable with that too. So, keeping your eyes closed, I want you, like I said, any loved ones in spirit or guides are stepping back. And I want you just to remember that whatever you just retrieved back there, right, whatever signifies your strength, whatever it was you chose, I want you to really treat yourself with a lot of kind, loving, extra self-care. It got to all the ones as well there. It was like 1, 1, 1. Well, it's still 1, 1, 1 right now, which is alignment and new beginnings. But yeah, this is going to be a new beginning for you, of you leaning upon your inner strength that you must have felt in some kind of way you didn't have before. Again, unless you just really like the healings and the activations that I put out, and you were interested to see what this was all about. But again, it's just know that, like with anything, I say this in a personal session too, when you get a soul retrieval or a healing, it doesn't mean you're indestructible and invincible forevermore. It's, and oh yeah, and you see that ties into what they were saying about knowing when to get healing, and knowing when to get regular healing too. It's it just really depends on the type of person you are. Like I say, I need regular healing because of all the healing that I do for others, and it's kind of like in different types of it. Like I love a massage, but it's kind of like you need to clear. You need to find some kind of something that resonates for you, that you can do some sort of clearing your energy. It doesn't need to take forever and a day, but something that clears your energy and grounds you daily as well. In these times, you do need that. And again, I've got ones that are designed to listen to every day, the New Earth one, in the playlist, or somewhere in the channel. And I'm going to try and do another shorter one as well, but I'm going to get off now because they're saying my voice. I need to save my voice. So, but yeah, keeping your eyes closed, just treating yourself with extra kindness and knowing that, yeah, you need to be gentle with yourself, because that's a new part of you that you're going to be integrating. So don't let anyone just take your strength away again like that. I guess they're saying, protect your energy. So change is scary, so if you're needing to learn to say no, you need to practice it. Oh, and then there's the analogy of my niece with the shoe. Right, so now I want you to see yourself stepping away from the old tree and the bench, or your own safe, sacred space, feeling like you've got that inner strength back, feeling strong and confident and empowered, taking up that sparkly energy from the chakra bridge, walking along the rose quartz path of unconditional love, taking up all that unconditional love for exactly where you're at in this now moment, which is walking out of this shamanic journey with your inner strength. And I love it that it's currently about 9 minutes away. Oh, it would be good if it was 8 minutes for us. Away from, oh no, God, I think it is 8. That's weird. I think it is 8 minutes away. Anyway, it's right. I have actually literally finished this video right before the full moon. Now it's quite funny because I'm just realising that that's probably so that I get to be in my own frequency, my own energy, for me and nobody else. Maybe me, my twin flame. Because he's always with me. Do you know what I mean? And I'm always with him, whether we like it or not. It's basically I get to be in that for myself, but I've shared as well. So yeah, I like that. I like what they're saying, because a lot of the time I would have actually not put myself first, and I would have just been like, oh, I need to do this for everyone. I need to do this for the collective, because my sun is in the house of Virgo. So it's about well, it's about worrying, yes, and overthinking, but it is also just about being of service to others. But if you're being of service to others so much that you're not actually putting you first too, which is a balance I had to learn, and it took me a long, long time. There's something wrong with that. So yeah, I love it. And they're pulling me to the sun and the sun and the moon on a cover in my room there, which is divine feminine, divine masculine. So that is when you've balanced your own divine feminine, masculine energy, you know, to that place within you, and it feels good. So yes, without further ado, I want you to keep your eyes closed, but we've reached the door. And before you open your eyes, I'm going to count from. Did you see in my voice? That's funny because that's new. That is just, again, it's because of all the energy that I stored to use this, and now it's like they're like, right, go and get your tea. But I'm going to count from 10 to 1, and when I get to 2, you're going to think about opening your eyes, and when I get to 1, you're going to open the door, close the door behind you, and you're going to open your eyes wide awake, back on this video. And then I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to go and get my tea. But I wish you a wonderful, I don't normally say wonderful, but that's what came out, a wonderful, joyous, amazing, magical, believe in the magic and miracles full moon in Leo. And whenever you're watching this, if it's long after that, yeah, my hope and desire is, and intention is still there, that you have that inner strength that you came in for. So, and let me know down below your experiences, share. You don't need to, of course. You can let me know in an email if you're more private as well. But please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and share it with anyone else that you feel would like it, especially people that are twin flames, because this is who I'm here to help. So, counting down now: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, opening the door, closing the door behind you, 1, opening your eyes, wide awake, back on this YouTube video. And I'm going to bid you farewell, my lovely family of light, my soul family of light. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. See you later. Bye.